in Nerd Caller. We're here with David Finch.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolute legend. And so I think today we're going to auction off a couple sketch covers and hang out and just talk with Dave and bring a little bit of the convention magic to your home. So I think we have a Batman blank, and do we have a character?
Which character does anyone want to see?
Does anyone want to pick a character?
So I was going to default to Batman, but
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to draw any Batman-related character on it.
Yeah, any Batman-related character on a blank. Just let us know what you're thinking. Yeah. So there is. Yeah. Should be.
If we don't hear something soon, we'll just pick our own.
Yeah. But let
It's
us.
going to be Batman.
You can't go wrong with Batman, right?
Absolutely. Yep. Target style. Target style. All right. Yeah.
See, it's the best Batman.
All right. There we go.
If
Cool.
you guys want to watch him draw, I'll move this here so we can get a little bit closer.
I'm a lefty. I'm sorry.
That's right.
All good. Rodrigo says, Master Finn, great to see you.
Thank you so much.
David-
Thanks for being here.
North Cali says David does the best Batman, period.
Well, you know what? I'm just going to take it.
Yeah.
I want to disagree. I disagree.
Of the Batman artists of the time, like, who's been your biggest influence?
Kelly Jones, Simon Bisley, Jim Lee, because, you know,
Is that your Mount Rushmore Batman artist?
Greg Capullo. I love what Jorge Jimenez is doing with Batman. You know, like his Batman is so nice. Sean Gordon Murphy. Yeah, you know, the problem is, look at this. As I draw, this is why I shouldn't do the ears so fast. They're hanging off the head all weird. Here we go. Let's see if I can fix that a bit.
Keep a little timer going,
All right.
even though you don't like to.
Yeah.
If anyone has any questions, feel free to.
We have his Psylocke number 1 through 4 cover run that's legendary from our friends at FabTech Comics. And George Middleton said also one of the nicest men in the business.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Could not agree more.
Don't get him angry.
Yeah, that's yeah. Or my wife will beat you up.
Did she come to Chicago with you?
No, so we've got a bunch of horses, you know.
Okay.
And we're going into horse season, so yeah, this is.
We'll be signing in about an hour.
Oh, okay.
We're just doing a live stream. Sorry about that. If you can come back, we'll get to then.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't have a thing, but that's okay.
Are you here tomorrow?
Huh?
Are you here tomorrow?
Yeah, yeah.
You want to swing back? If not, we're talking about 15 minutes.
Oh, no, I can come tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go. How much time you got left? Yeah. About 13? Okay. Sorry, just the convention internet is starting to struggle a bit. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah. Basically, a bunch of friends have just said, yeah, David is the GOAT, without question.
Yeah.
The greatest of all time.
You're a goat, Dave.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, so with the horses, any interest in getting a goat?
We talked about it.
Yeah.
What do you like? Shear them for mobile? What's the point of a sheep?
So we did 4-H, which any of you that are familiar with farms, you would know what I mean. But if you're not, 4-H it's a kids program. So you get used to animals, and you know you learn how to raise them. And basically, the point of it is you get an animal. If it's a sheep, you raise it long enough, feed it milk and the whole thing, and then you bring it in and it goes to slaughter.
That's the part they don't really tell you about when you're kids, right?
Yeah.
That by the end,
The slaughter part, right? Anyway, we couldn't do it, so now we have sheep.
Are they nice?
They're great. Yeah, they're nice. You know, they're pretty friendly. I mean, horses will come right up to you and they'll lick you. Like, you know, we got a couple of them that will lick you like a dog. It's, you know, they're so friendly. Sheep are a little more standoffish, but sheepish, yeah.
Have they ever like kind of headbutted you? Like
Yeah,
hit, right? Like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
their thing, right?
Yeah.
Charge.
Not terrible, but yeah, no, it's happened.
You guys be looking for autographs? You want the book? Yeah, actually, I'll probably give us a few minutes. We're just in the live stream. Sorry about that.
Should be done at like 4 though.
What's that?
Should be done around 4. So.
Is it just one that you want? Is it ready to go? Yeah, I'll see one for. Did you want an autograph? I thought this take it right now. Give us like 10 minutes to finish this one. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
MD Phil said, I still have my Daredevil sketch from David while he was in New Orleans.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, it's a good few years.
Like, man, that's what New Orleans. That's like the first show of the year, right?
About 10 minutes.
We could try to do a signing in about 10, 15 minutes, if not 4.
It's fine. It's like a walk right now.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Hello. How's it going? David Finch. That's Mr. Finch. We're just doing a live stream. Happy to help you out in about 45 minutes, if you wouldn't mind. I want to come over and say thank you for your
Comic Code Authority, who I assume is not the app for Comic Code Authority, but username Comic Code Authority asked Dave how he got the job working on Cyberforce back in the 90s.
I did samples. I went to, you know, I don't want to give you the whole story from like, you know, I was born and then, so I went to New York with samples. This was my 3rd time going out with samples. So they, you know, I did new ones and tried to learn. And I met David Wohl, who was the editor at Top Cow at the time. And Mark Silvestri is my favorite artist.
Yeah.
And so I was incredibly influenced by him. And he liked what he saw well enough. And then they were hiring at the time artists that really needed a lot of work because image was growing really fast. They were looking for people, and they were willing to teach us, you know, at the studio. And so I did one of their characters, you know, on request. They asked me to draw one of their characters to show that I could do it. I did that, and then they brought me down to San Diego, where I lived in an artist condo, which this is like the 5 other artists. We're all on futons. It's just, you know, it's chaos.
With you?
Joe Benitez was there. Billy Tan. Drew Passato is a colorist.
Yeah.
Billy's wife was also there. And I'm forgetting. And there was a lot of turnover too, you know, as people were. And so I started drawing pinups and just simple things and trying to improve and improve myself.
Rejections when you were first starting?
Yes, and some very brutal ones. I mean, some people are, you know, I try to be really nice, and not everybody does. And, you know, I got a few. My first convention was really the hardest. You know, I had people. The first person actually I showed my work to, he said he showed me some artwork. He said somebody just turned this in, you know, and said, "What do you think of this?" And I said, "It looks all right." He said, "It's garbage, and this is a lot better than what you're doing." And I went, "Whoa!"
Wow.
Okay. And then I met Kyle Hotz. Kyle Hotz is an incredible artist, and he gave me all of the tools I really needed to actually learn how to do it properly. Just, you know, in a few minutes. His advice was the best advice that I think I've ever gotten, and that was it was to copy the Bridgman book. Basically, he said copy the whole book, and copy it again without looking. And I mean, obviously, you can't copy a whole book without ever looking, but you look at a picture, close it, copy it, see how close you can get. I did that a couple of times, and it just gave me like a visual library ingrained that it's been the foundation for what I've done ever since. And it's actually the same philosophy I take to any kind of learning that I do now. If I want to learn how to, for instance, I'm a huge fan of Nick Klein. Nick Klein is doing Hulk right now, amazing stuff. And so I'll just kind of copy it, and try it out and see if I can kind of, get a sense of it and make some of it mine. This is how you do it. You steal from the greats.
Yeah.
Nick Klein is one of the greats.
Yeah. I've always wanted to ask an artist like at your level too, like you got doors closed in your face, but now you're obviously, as the fans have said, the GOAT. Have you ever gone back to those folks and been like, hey, maybe, like have you ever been able to give them that moment, or have they come back to you and just said, hey, we missed it and we were wrong?
No, because from like an editorial or somebody that's looking at portfolio standpoint, there's so many people they wouldn't remember.
Oh, sure.
And I'm not going to go up and go, Cindy.
Yeah, right.
No,
you're a better man than I am.
I have definitely talked to people that, I didn't get the best reaction from, but no, of course, I wouldn't say anything. I did, Mike Carlin, he was a longtime Superman editor for DC. He was a group editor. And I met him at a convention. I was working at Marvel at the time, and turned in samples trying to get work. He actually was very supportive, and he gave me some really good notes. Something that they don't have time to do, but he took the time to do it. And so I wanted to thank him, and I walked up to him and I said, "Hi, I sent you a sample," and he, like the look on his face was like, "Oh no, here we go,"
Yeah.
So I just said, "No, I'm not trying to get a job." And yeah,
he got him on the plate actually.
Yeah, he was so helpful. They're always, I think, for any artist or writer or whatever, finding just a few people that can. You don't need a lot of mentorship. You just need, nudges in the right direction here and there, and it makes a big difference.
That's Jason for Nerdfall. As we were building it, he was the first person to be like, "Yeah, we should talk." So yeah, agree. It's like you're the singular talent making the thing, but you need a community of mentors and advisors to help you get where you need to go.
Yeah, you really do. It makes, and just seeing that it's possible makes such a difference.
People are asking, do you have any upcoming projects?
I do actually. You know what? So I'm doing Walking Dead covers, 2 a month. I've been doing that for quite a while now, so that's still happening. I just did a Battle Beast cover. Battle Beast issue 1 came out, did gangbusters. That book did so well, so that's great to see. I just did a couple of Batman covers.
Yeah.
I think we'll be showing one of those. We're showing one now.
Yep. You can actually buy them on Nerdcrawler or the sequential site.
Yep. There's a foil and there's a trade dress.
And I have a book that I've been working on for years, and it is finished finally. And we're going to be announcing it this year. I can't talk about it at all.
Creator owned?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
When's the announcement coming down?
Yes, but I'm not. I'm really not sure what I can say without getting a phone call going. David, I've had this before. Say a little bit too much, and so. But it's coming very, very soon. I'm really excited about it.
Matt asked, "What tools do you use when you're drawing?"
So, if I'm penciling, this is my pencil. This is just tape. It's just painter's tape. It's more comfortable. I use 2H lead. It's a drafting pencil. I don't have my sharpener, but anyway. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Right. And so this is called a lead pointer. You stick it in here and you kind of twist it around. I like these because the lead's a little thicker and I am a little less likely to break it. I press too hard. When I'm inking, this is a Tombow, and I use the hard. They have a soft and a hard. I like the hard just because I have a little more control. And then microns, these things here, and then these brushes. These are refill. This is not refillable, but these are replaceable. You can just screw it off and get another one. So,
Have you ever used like Copics or those Olo markers? Any of those now?
so what's the other one?
Olo, right? OLO is the brand. Those are like, yeah, those are the two that I've kind of seen like other artists use.
Copics, I know, but Olo, I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't keep up.
they're new stuff all the time. Yeah. We have a minute left on this Dark Knight sketch cover by David Finch, the GOAT. Just visit nerdcall.com/livestreams if you want to bid. We're auctioning off another sketch cover right after this. It'll probably be a Spider-Man, my guess. Right?
Yes.
Probably a Spider-Man. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we could do a quick remark on a foil. But yeah, please go if you want to own this piece and take it home. They'll be shipped. And just thanks again for. I hope you guys enjoy our ability to bring some of this amazing stuff to you wherever you are. We got 30 seconds left. Oh, someone just threw a bid in. There we go. Bid's coming in. Yeah, I actually, as I said, tomorrow I'll get in the queue, and I have an old sketch that I'll like add to. Yeah, I'll do the whole thing.
You have a rogue?
I have a rogue from 2010. I was a junior in college, and I was like, "This is all the money I got." And were you WonderCon 2010? Were you his rep at that point? No, yeah, early days.
No, I was just starting out. I think my guess.
All right, sold for $551. That is
25 seconds left.
Oh, time went up. Yep, sorry. Yep, never mind. Bids came in. Yeah, there we go.
This can be graded if you like.
Yeah.
If you want to send us to CGC, we can. It's another $85 charge for folks in the U.S. You just have to let us know, and Chris will set up a CGC add-on.
Yeah, I apologize. The bids are actually coming in very fast at the end, and our internet is kind of like a little choppy. So now it's like I'll blast it off like right now. So we're just gonna keep on rolling. But thank you all so much for just hanging out with us. And please, if you guys have questions for David, please chime off in the chat wherever you are on Instagram or on Nerd College directly. Again, nerdcollege.com. Please check us out and ask the GOAT some questions of your own. Cool. Oh, a question from Matt. Do your tools change in between sequential work and conventions, or are you always using the same stuff?
I use the same stuff.
Okay.
I use dipping with a much nicer brush for a little while. And I stopped doing that actually because my brush control is so poor. It's a waste of time for me to be using like a really high quality brush. I'm just as good with this because I'm not very good with a brush.
Cool. 781.
Hey.
All right.
$781.
Thank you so much, Gurgi.
Thank you very much.
All right. Should we want to do the remark? Like a quick remark or the sketch cover?
Want to do a little remark on the foil?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll get the listing set up. What do you want to set the starting bid at?
A remark?
Yeah. $50? Okay. Give us a second to get that set up, guys.
Want to have some costumes?
Not to start. Trying to work around the glare.
Almost there.
What do you think, like 10 minutes for a remark? Yeah. Okay. All right, we're good. All right. So for those joining us, we just added the Absolute Batman remark by David Finch. He's working on it right now. Starting bid will be $50. Shipping is $20, and then international. We'll get back to you on that. But thank you all for joining. Yeah. Gurg. I always say it's Gurgi, but it's actually Gurgi. Okay. Yeah. Congrats on the piece, man. And then we just got a bid already for the remark. So that's going off now. Yeah. if you are interested in bidding and taking one of these pieces and getting it delivered to your home, just join us at nerdcrawler.com/livestreams, and you can actually watch the stream and bid all in one place. But thank you all for joining us on Instagram and YouTube and wherever you may be. Please feel free to join the chat and just ask questions. It's always more fun when we get to hang out with you guys and actually have an engaging conversation. But yeah, let me just see what else we got.
Hey guys.
So Dave, I think
in the middle of the live stream. We done it 4 o'clock. But hang out and watch Straw if you like.
So I think largely, people know you for amazing action. My first time seeing your artwork was Avengers Disassembled. Seeing your She-Hulk rip Vision apart was particularly noteworthy. Are there any other maybe less action or softer stories that you've also enjoyed kind of creating over time?
Yeah, I think the one that really comes to mind for me was an Ultimate X-Men issue, written by Brian Bendis. Wolverine finds a kid that's a mutant, and his mutant power is to kill everybody that's within a radius. Yeah, and it was such a touching story. It was a real. I feel like Bendis should have won an award for that. Such a great story.
And I think it was just a random one shot in between arcs.
Yeah.
But it was so hauntingly beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
I think I remember giving that one to my wife and just being like, yes, it's a superhero comic, but we can do the medium can do amazing things. And I remember that one of just what are you gonna do? Your mutant power is the air you touch kills your parents and all that kind of stuff. It was beautiful. Yeah.
And he was able to be a hero in the end. It was a sacrifice, It was very. I thought it was such a great story.
Yeah. Is there anything you're currently reading or watching that's a good inspiration or keeping you excited?
I'm watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine for the 3rd time.
Excellent.
Like pork.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else?
Yeah. Deep Space Nine for the 3rd time?
Yeah. I just watched the Minecraft movie. I've got kids,
Oh, yeah.
That's my excuse.
It did gangbusters, too. I don't think anybody expected it to do that well.
No.
Did yours have a chicken in it? People were bringing live chickens or something inside the theater?
Nobody brought a live chicken, thankfully, but everybody, when the chicken showed up and people freaking out, and people were quoting lines from the movie, I had no idea that it was going to be what it was. It was chaos. I mean, good chaos. It was great. He loved it. I liked it. I had a good time. It was Jack Black, just cracks me up.
Yeah.
And honestly, my favorite character, Jason Momoa. That's the actor, I know. But yeah, Jason Momoa. Yeah, that's right.
Jason Momoa.
He's gonna be. Is that confirmed? He's gonna be Lobo.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they started filming already. I think.
Yeah.
Versus who were on set at the Supergirl shooting.
People that get to go on sets.
I do.
Better people that
I don't get so.
Well,
no.
People that.
Have you ever? I don't know if you're allowed to say, but Dave, have you ever advised or had conversations as they're making either the DC films or the Marvel films?
No, I
Really?
have not. Now, bear in mind, I'm an artist. That's much more.
Like the Bendises of the world.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more for the writers. So I'll say this: I have been fortunate enough to be able to draw things that have kind of been in the movies and been. And I'm just doing the art.
I remember. I'm fairly sure I saw you as the special thanks name. It was it was Bendis, Finch for all the Avengers Disassembled, New Avengers, all that stuff.
Yeah, I got a for Avengers Endgame and the one before that.
Infinity War.
Some of the shows.
Yeah.
A few things. Which look, I'm just drawing
Yeah.
what's in the script, but I'm so happy to see it.
One question I like to ask is you are the GOAT. Was there a moment in time where you were like, aha, I feel like I've kind of made it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But that doesn't last.
Oh.
You feel because I have definitely felt that. I thought, look at that, and then the next page happens and it falls apart. And you go, okay, well, maybe not. The most confident I've ever been was when I got my first job at Top Cow, and I was flying down to San Diego, and I thought I was the best artist in the business, easy. Like I was actually, and I really did.
Yeah.
And then I got to the studio, and Jim Lee is there, Mark Silvestri, Travis Trust,
Yeah.
J. Scott Campbell, Brandon Peterson, and I mean the list goes on, and it was like a shell shock.
Yeah.
Just actually, it's amazing how much you can delude yourself
Yeah.
until you actually see somebody like that draw and see their artwork full size. Yeah, and it took me a long time to recover from that.
I mean, but now I think, at least as a fan, and the line out the door that more or less is here, right? It's like you're on the other side. I mean, you are the one that people are like, you are the go. You know, truly.
Well, still feel like I'm going to dispute this whole, but it worked out for sure. Yeah, and I look back on those days. That the day that I met Jim Lee, he was drawing. So Image was doing the crossover. So Jim Lee was drawing Savage Dragon, and Mark was drawing Spawn. And anyway, Jim Lee was drawing his Savage Dragon cover. That was what was on his desk as I walked up and watched him draw. You know, it's just so many memories like that.
That's amazing. Matt also said Avengers was fantastic. From story to art.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, that's what got me back into comics actually. You just signed a graphic novel and you're like, oh, shield for somebody. That exact graphic novel was the one. I think I got it 50-cent bin. It's a 50-cent, volume graphic novel's bin at a con. Comic like WonderCon 2004. Yeah, your work with Bendis. All right, we got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on this guy. But yeah, you can go bid right now at nerdcrawler.com/livestreams. An amazing little remark on a foil Absolute Batman. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll put the name on that guy. Oh yeah. But yeah.
I make sure just to use the micron because it won't wipe off the tumble. I'd be worried it would wipe right off.
Once it dries, it'll be good.
Yeah.
Matt, another Matt said your Moon Knight run was pretty good. Have you watched the show?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was totally different than.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
But and so I wanted to see a Moon Knight show be exactly like what we did, of course, right?
Yeah.
But I loved what they did, and I thought it was very smart. I'd love to see them do another season. I don't know if they will.
Right.
It'd be nice.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac was so good.
Yeah.
It was a good show.
Yeah. I think just with the volume of shows, right? Like it's kind of, I think they kind of pulled back a bit.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. That was such a good show. It's this video is struggling, but it's because our internet here is struggling.
Is wonky.
Yeah, it's just constantly trying to reconnect. But yeah, cool. We can get that blank ready. But yeah, we got a minute left on the remark. It's Absolute Batman foil, Absolute Batman number 7 version foil, remark by Finch. 50 more seconds. If you want to bid, just visit nerdcrawler.com, nerdcrawler.com/livestreams. 45 more seconds, but we'll go to a lucky fan that's watching. Oh, Eric Grove said, "Hey, Dave."
Hey, Eric.
Yeah. Is he at the show?
No, he's at home.
Yeah, no.
He just finished the Wolverine commission, like, it's looking pretty badass.
Yeah, he just finished. I just saw it. Man Thing, not Swamp Thing.
Yeah, something you just posted was really cool.
Yeah, looked great. Looked really nice. I hit like, but I was kind of running around. So when I see him, when I talk to him,
Yeah. All right, 10 more
I'll tell
seconds
you
on
now.
the remark.
Erica looked great.
Yeah, it's good, man.
We're counting it down now. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So, all right. So we're doing Spider-Man next, right? I'll get the listing updated. I'll get.
A little wet.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
Which character are you doing? Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Thank you to Earthquake, who bought the Batman remark. And if you wanted to get it CGC or anything like that, just reach out to either myself on Nerdcrawler or Jason at Central.
For you.
Okay, do it for me. Yeah.
I'm not checking my emails.
Perfect. Yeah. So just reach out to me. It's nerd. My username is Chris. So /u/Chris, and we can get that all set up for you. But yeah, let me get the listing updated for this Spidey.
No, guys. We're signing. We'll be signing in about 20 minutes. How you doing, David?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Good to be back in Chicago.
Yeah. Good to see you again.
So for those of you joining us, just now we have the amazing David Finch drawing Spider-Man on an Amazing Spider-Man blank. If you want to bid and win it, visit nerdcollar.com, nerdcollar.com/livestreams to watch the stream and also bid in real time. Yeah. Thank you all so much. Please feel free to use whichever chat you're in, whether it's Instagram or Nerdcollar, to just ask us questions. We definitely love hanging out with you. Sketch cover art just said very cool.
So the gent that won the foil is the guy that's going to swing by to pick up the commission. Matt. So
Oh yeah, Matt. All right.
we'll bring that one home.
Oh, like he's here at the show? All
Yeah,
right.
he lives close to Dave,
Oh, cool.
so he's going to swing by and he's doing the commission phone too. So.
Oh, nice. Dave, where do you live?
Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's like right across from Detroit. You
Yeah.
know, close to Toronto.
Yeah. Are you also going to be going to the Detroit Con with Arthur?
Not this year.
Oh, no. Okay.
Or not in May. He
Okay.
was here last
Yeah, I was there in November
Okay.
November.
or October. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. And I said, sweet. Thanks, Jason. Yeah. Cool.
So just we'll write down Matt and put it in his.
Yep.
He's on the back of the board.
That's right. We'll do all that after. The site is just struggling with a really low internet now.
That one's ready to go.
I think that's it's got a name to it, like essential. That place is great. Yeah. I think I always see Dave all the time hanging out. Try to come down and hang out.
Sketch cover art says very cool. We very much agree. Sketch cover art is actually a pretty cool Instagram where he just like posts recent sales and stuff. Sketch cover art is just an Instagram account that like catalogs like great sketch covers and things like that from all over. It's a really cool dude. All right, let's see. Yeah, if you have any questions for Dave, definitely use the chat and reach out to us. We'll share anything you guys say with him as he's drawing a kick-ass Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, on a Spider-Man blank. You can bid at nerdcollar.com. We have about 10 minutes left. Current bid is $5.10. Thank you all so much. Dave, what favorite Spidey costume?
Black costume.
Black.
I'm not going to draw the black costume,
Yeah.
but it is my favorite.
Tobey Maguire one, where he dances and gets all emo.
That's why.
Definitely. That's the favorite. Have you ever done like the black suit Spider-Man on a black blank or like a black paper with like whiteout as like the way or like a whiteout pen?
I never have. I've
That would
drawn
be cool.
Venom that way. I've
Yeah.
drawn so many things. I've not done that though.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That would be, yeah.
Yeah, because I know like Gelato does like the colored paper and stuff, and it's like nuts. Yeah, that would be a good one. So whoever wants to ask for that at an upcoming convention or opportunity, you can be one of the first. Matt G says, "Do you think you'll ever work on a Batman book again?" But that's like I assume interiors is my guess.
I would certainly like to at some point. There's so many things I'd like to do, and I could certainly imagine that could happen.
Came back. Yeah. I think they would be foolish not to ask you.
Well,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think we glitched out there for a second.
Yeah, I think it's just apologies, folks. As the convention goes long in the day, there's more folks and there's more bandwidth being used. So thank you all for joining us, though. And my assumption is it'll come back. Yeah, see, it just kind of cuts out and comes back. Thank you, bidder 40640 and also 21707 for making bids on this Spider-Man sketch cover by the legendary David Finch. If you have any questions, let me know. Yep, BSC collecting. Wi-Fi at cons are awful. We could not agree more. But I will say, we have it. Like, the number of conventions where you actually don't have Wi-Fi at all is huge.
Yeah.
And this has been really great. And at least have
And it's a big show.
Yeah.
The bigger shows are always the bigger problem with Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Someone just put us in a basement where they block the Wi-Fi thing, so you have to buy the.
Oh yeah.
Super illegal, but.
Yeah.
They haven't got $100.
Yeah. All right. There you go. Is it hard to do the webbing? Like, do you have any tricks on doing the Spider-Man webbing?
No. The webbing is kind of the easy part because you just kind of start and then just kind of go like that all the way around.
As like, I assume your kid is like, do they like comics and superheroes and stuff?
My youngest, especially.
Yeah.
He's a very big fan. He's very much into the Invincible show right now. That's his favorite. I hear all about it constantly.
Are you like the coolest dad for like take your dad to school day, like to tell them their career and all that stuff? Like, do they get it? Who you are?
You know what? So when my kids were really young, I've done that a few times. I'd go to their school, and the kids would love it, and I draw a picture for them.
Yeah.
You know, and then they get a little older, they're teenagers, and you start getting kind of side questions, and you know, most of the kids are still into it, and so it's teenagers, you know.
Yeah.
So not always.
Yeah. Teenagers are the scariest.
They're tough.
They're so scary. What is Dave's favorite comic book movie and why? From our friend Comic Code Authority.
Comic book movie.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's so many. You know what? Okay.
Well, there's one on TV that you're flipping through when you stop to watch.
Yeah.
Mine, every time Winter Soldier comes on, I have to watch.
Oh, that's a good one.
See, what's funny is I was going to say the first Captain America.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's such a good movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie. But I know there are other ones where if I say that, I'll be like, oh, but what about, you know? Okay, you know what? I'm going to say maybe, all in all, the first Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Into Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, I agree, but the second one is also solid. Like, so often the second movie is like a little slump.
Yeah.
Like, Into the Spider-Verse is still banger.
The problem with the second one is it just ended on a cliffhanger.
Yes, right. Yeah.
Which I didn't know that when I went and saw it, I had no idea it was going to happen.
Yeah.
So.
BSC Collecting said, I just want to thank David for my Hugo Strange commission. It's become an all-time favorite of exhibition.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Hugo Strange is so much fun.
All right, we have 4.5 minutes left with Dave. Again, if you want to bid on this amazing Spider-Man sketch cover by David Finch, just visit Nerdcrawler or nerdcrawler.com. 4 minutes left at $570, but this is already looking like an amazing piece. I feel like also another question for you, like the Spider-Man chest logo has evolved so much. Are there any that you particularly like did not like, or ones that you really did like?
It's not really something I've thought about that much, to be honest.
The Ben Riley one sticks out for me.
Yeah.
Just
For me, it's the eyes.
The eyes. Uh-huh.
You know, like there's the big, huge Sean McFarlane eyes, which I love. I think Mark Bagley is still my favorite. Just I think he does the most dynamic Spider-Man, and the way he does the eyes, it's a very iconic look.
Yeah,
it's my favorite
for sure. Chauncey Blakely asks, can David get Mark Silvestri on his channel one day and deep dive on his career and artistic journey? There's actually very little out there about Mark.
I'm sorry, I missed
the question was, can David get Mark Silvestri on his YouTube channel to like do a chat and like an interview about his career?
You know, that would actually be really nice to do. That would be. I'd have to convince him to do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to have him on, and it'd be very interesting. We have so much history. I worked for him for so long. He taught me so much.
You know, as I also feel like you were actually one of the artists that like quite early figured out like YouTube. You know, was there like what was the reason kind of exploring that as a channel and then growing it into like this big like YouTube subscriber base that you have?
I had some people that had watched some tutorial stuff that I did quite a while ago, like years and years ago, and they're saying, "Oh, you should do more." And I was kind of thinking about it anyway. And then the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
We couldn't really do conventions, and so I thought, well, it's a good way to be able to reach out to people when we can't, do conventions or see people in person. And then I did an interview. Doing live streams, it's a lot of fun. I try to make them as educational as possible, but I know that any YouTube channel, it's a value proposition to get people to watch.
Right.
And so, and I wanted to do tutorials anyway, but I really tried to think in terms of, what is going to bring the most value and make people actually watch the videos, and that's trying to impart as much knowledge as possible. I think it's trying to have a personality-based YouTube channel is people do it, but that is very, very hard. It's tough, and I didn't think I'd be pulling that one off. So I went the tutorial route, and it worked out really well. We've got a great community. So many people that I see at conventions that I still talk to. I have been so busy, I just haven't really been able to do it for a little while.
We got 20 seconds left, folks. So if you want to get a bid in now for the Spider-Man,
don't wait.
Don't wait. Yeah,
It's
choppy at the end. So please get your bids in if you want to win it. But.
And so it's going to take a whole lot more than 20 seconds for me to finish.
So
I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to go. It's done.
All right. Cool. BSC Collecting said, been doing YouTube for almost 9 years with a focus on art. And love the community. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
All right. That's why it's going to be great for somebody. All right. Well, Dave will finish that up, and I think I know you guys gotta run to another thing. So
Yeah, we've got a few minutes.
yeah, we got a few minutes.
Unless they, is there people in the room still watching?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'd like to finish.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we'll finish this. Yeah, you can see it here on live. I'll also get the raw. I get the raw masters after, so we can like make it. We can either put it on the essential sequential YouTube or whatever. But all the footage that we recorded, I can get the masters to you, and then you can just upload it to your channel, and I can upload mine. Yeah. So people can watch it back for those who weren't able to join. Yeah. Oh, it's already on your YouTube, right? We're simul broadcasting to your YouTube, so it'll just be there.
Automatically.
Yeah, it just automatically shows up.
It's one of those AI programs to make a podcast out of it.
Right. Yeah, Matt, he said, I also have to go be a parent. So thanks for putting on the live stream. Yes, I think folks are signing off. But thank you all for joining and just watch Dave. We'll be hanging out here for a little bit longer. Just watch him finish it up. Chauncey Blake asked, what keeps you motivated and passionate about creating art even after achieving such legendary status?
Was your question?
Yeah, said, what keeps you motivated?
Horses.
Like, even though you're already a legend, like now that you already got horses. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not wrong. I love drawing. It's what I enjoy doing the most. Yeah. And then I have things that I'd like to be able to do. Like books that I'd like to be able to do, and that's only possible with discipline. If I decide to be completely undisciplined, those kinds of opportunities go away. I can still just draw, and I could still just do covers, but I'm not young anymore, but I'm not ready to stop. There's more that I'd like to be able to do, and I love telling stories, and I love telling stories with great writers that have great stories to tell, and so that it takes discipline to make sure that I still get those opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. Comics Code Authority asks, what about your favorite episode of Batman the Animated Series? Do you have a favorite?
Okay, I'm not sure which one we're talking about. I'm just gonna say, this is maybe Ultimate Spider-Man. So I'm probably talking about the wrong thing. This would be a few years ago, but it's one where he like dimension travels, and the pig Spider-Man shows up, and there's like a night Spider-Man, and this, I've watched that like 5 times. Now I have my son is also a big fan of that, so I think that was his favorite.
Yeah.
So yeah.
On the Batman side, I remember seeing this video. A wife knew that her husband was really into comics, but she was like, I don't want our daughter to be named anything comics related. So he's like, well, we'll name her Nora. And then later, they have a video of her watching Batman the Animated Series, and then there's the Mr. Freeze episode where they introduce Mr. Freeze's wife, and she's like, hey, that's our daughter's name. And then he starts laughing, his brother starts laughing. Everybody knew that it was Nora after Mr. Freeze's wife, but she had no idea. She's like, God damn it.
That was my ex-wife's name. And there was art that I was going to buy that had Nora Freeze on a headstone. She didn't want me to buy it because it was a,
Yeah, I can see why.
And good thing I bought it because she's no longer around.
But maybe it was a
But still live, right? Okay.
Yeah.
No longer
You didn't do anything nefarious, did you? Sketch cover art asked, will Finch be at San Diego?
Yes.
Yep. So Finch will be at San Diego.
We'll have some new merch for the San Diego. New merch for the San Diego con. We're working on it now, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome. And Rich said, I need you by to your steady cam. Yeah. It's been a long day. If you could see it, yeah, we're shooting Dave over the shoulder, and Jason's holding the camera after being at the con since 7 in the morning. Yeah. So arms are tired, folks. Arms are tired. But even still, Dave is knocking this one out. Any other questions from from the chat. We'd love to answer your questions and continue to hang out with you guys. Also, if you guys want to pick up anything, just visit essentialsequential.com or to visit Nerdcrawler. You can see the products as well, but there's a lot of great stuff. You can buy some originals from Dave. You can buy those Walking Dead covers. Actually loaded them up, and I was like, these are incredible.
Thank you.
Really something. Have you gone to the show at all to like watch, like, have they ever invited you down to, I think, Atlanta?
No.
Okay.
And you know what? I've wanted to ask.
Yeah.
I just have not had the guts to ask. What I really want to ask is, can I be a zombie? You know?
Oh, that'd be so cool. Yeah.
But I have not asked.
Yeah.
One of these days.
Can you ask like Kirkman to like give?
I don't know. I could ask him.
One of them. I think there is a Walking Dead show running, right? The mainline show I think is over.
Right, but there is.
Yeah.
There's
all the side shows now.
Yeah.
They made like a whole universe play at AMC.
I could ask him. I don't know what he would say.
That'd be cool though.
And it's been like seriously on the tip of my tongue for years. Like I want to ask, but I never do.
Yeah. Like I just want to be a dead person in the background. Like I want no lines.
No lines.
Yeah. That would be cool. That'd be super cool. Everything's done. Yeah. Chauncey Blake said, "Thank you, David, for your time and insight. Looking forward to your new Cradle book." Just Chauncey, a user has said that they're looking forward to your new Create Your Own book.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for bearing with us with the Wi-Fi here. It sounds like it's starting to go out for other folks too.
Yeah.
Thanks for bearing with me as I spend way too long on this last one.
But I think there's like a sense of pride, right? Like you can't just stop. Like it's got to be good.
Well, and I knew what I wanted it to be when I started.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I don't know if it's Matt G, but there's a collector who you did like this incredible painting that you like then touched up more. I think he posted it in the Facebook groups. I can't remember his name, but
great.
There's one of you is like Spider-Man over like a gargoyle looking down the city kind of thing.
I think we made a variant of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we use that for the art book.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think. Unless it's something different. I think so.
Dave's just putting the finishing touches on it. I love the inks. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, what shows Dave at this year?
Dave's at San Diego, Baltimore, New York. Heroes, yeah.
That's a great show.
Yeah, it's so good.
Great, yeah. There might be one or two floating around outside that, but those I know at least confirmed. So if you check essentialsequential.com under events, you'll see our upcoming schedules that we're working on. So I can't remember any.
I mean, it's 4 o'clock. You've been here since 7.
I didn't sleep well last night.
Yeah. We're running on fumes here, but thanks for bearing with us. And yeah, it's just an amazing piece to see.
Yeah, someone got a good one.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop.
You missed the spot.
I did. Right there. And there. And there. And there. Can't say that kind of thing. Now we just spend another half an hour on it.
No,
all right.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, all right.
Are we still on?
Nope, we're good. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. thanks for watching, engaging with us, chatting with us. We hope to see you all at a future show. It sounds like what's Dave's next show? Should we see David at a show near you? It would be
I guess Heroes. Well, Heroes will be the next one, I think.
Heroes will be the next one. And if you want to pick up anything from Dave, get them signed, anything like that, essentialsequential.com. You can also get things CGC as well. But just Dave knocked it out of the park on that one. Cool. All right, so thanks all. We're signing off. We're going to show Dave one more time.
Thank you, everybody.